Have you had dreams that have made you wonder, is it God speaking to me? Is it the devil speaking to me? Or is it within my mind? You know, we have dreams and sometimes we may not know who is speaking to us. Or we may not know what is the meaning of the dream. Well, if you're new to this channel, I kindly encourage you to subscribe. So, we have dreams. Most of the time we have dreams. Everyone has a dream. We have people in the Bible who were dreamers. Joseph was a dreamer. Daniel was a dreamer. And Daniel was an interpreter. Also, Joseph was an interpreter. Daniel interpreted the dream of King Nebuchadnezzar. The exact interpretation. So you may be sitting there and you're wondering, what is the meaning of my dream? What does my dream mean? Because God speaks. He speaks through many ways. He will speak to you through your dreams. He will speak to you through many ways, through the Word of God. But today we are focusing on dreams. How God will speak to you through dreams. Or if to know if it's God or you or the devil has been speaking to you. The Bible says in the book of Job that for God speaks in one way or the other, but man perceiveth it not. Man does not perceive it. He speaks in dreams or in a vision of the night. So the reason as why God will speak to you in a dream is because He has been speaking to you in many ways throughout the course of the day. Maybe from morning till evening, He has been trying to communicate to you something, and you have not been able to understand. You have not been able to tune into the God's voice. So then He comes into a dream when you're asleep, and He wants to speak to you. He wants to communicate to you. So, what is the meaning of the dream that you have? You could have a dream of a snake. There's some common dreams where someone has a dream where he's seeing a snake. And what does a snake mean? Well, a snake means deception. A snake means that there is a lie that has been presented to you. Now, when you look in the book of Genesis, the serpent was the one that deceived Eve. It was the one that caused them to eat the fruit. It is a sign of deception. Now, you have to look at, sometimes you have to be careful at the color of the snake. What color of the snake is it? Or what type of snake is it? So let's go about color. What color of the snake is it? Is the snake yellow? Is the snake black? Is it a white snake? Well, a white snake will represent deception from a religious leader. It could be a false prophet and he has been deceiving you. It could be a false preacher, a false teacher, something that has been deceiving if you see a white snake. So let's deal today where the snake will bite you. If it so happens that a snake has bitten you, depending on where it has bitten you, has it bitten you on the right arm or on the left arm? So if the snake bites you, that means the deception or the lie of that person has entered you. You have believed the lie. The snake, some different snakes could represent someone has been lying to you, a close friend. Has lied to you, has been lying to you, and you have accepted. Or sometimes you may have dreams whereby you are surrounded by snakes. That represents you are surrounded by people who are deceiving you. You need to get out. You need to cut off those communications. You need to cut off those relationships. Sometimes there's another instance where you have a dream and you are seeing trees. Well, trees could represent people. An example is when Jesus, when he wanted to heal a blind man, and in the process of healing, the first stage is that the man when Jesus had placed his hands on the man started seeing people. He started seeing trees as though they were people. So trees could represent people. Also, you could be in a place whereby you are in front of a forest. You are in front of people. A forest is catching. The trees are on fire. That could be something else. Another thing that is common among dreamers is a rat. You dream and you see yourself with rats around you. You see rats running, moving to and fro. Now, anything that is unclean in the Bible, and you have it in a dream, that is something that is bad. Anything that is clean in the Bible, and you have it in a dream, that could represent something that is positive. So a rat, if you see yourself dreaming of a rat, that could represent that, because when you see rats coming to eat, they eat things, they destroy. When you have rats in the house, you'll find that if you have your books are being destroyed, they are being eaten up. Something has been destroyed. Now, there are two things the rat could represent. The number one thing the rat could represent, it could represent sin. That means there is sin in your life that has been destroying you. There is sin in your life that is opening doors for the enemy to come into your life. Another thing it could be the devourer. The devourer is into your life. He has destroyed your finances. You will find that your finances are not quite good. You are facing a financial problem in real life. If you have yourself dreaming rats, or maybe you're not facing a financial problem, but there's a situation whereby you are going to face a financial problem and you need to pray about it. You need to fast about it. So, what does the Bible say about the devourer? It says that if you tithe, he will rebuke the devourer for your sake. So one of the things that can put an end to that is tithing, praying and fasting. So dreams are very important. And there are some who may be watching you right now. And you're saying, but it is very hard for me to dream. I've never dreamed. I do not have memory of me dreaming. Everyone dreams. But the thing is, who is stealing your dreams? Because there is something that is stealing your dreams. If you do not have memory of your dreams. The enemy steals your dreams. When God reveals something to you, the enemy will come in and steal something. The thief comes in to kill, steal, and destroy. So he does not want you to see. He doesn't want you to perceive of what God has revealed to you. He will come in to steal. But this is the way how you will, if you want, this is the technique that I use. Whenever I wake up, the first thing that I do, I write down. If I've had a dream, I write down, no matter what time I've woken up, whether it's 12 a.m., it's 3 a.m., it is 4 a.m., it's 5 a.m., I write down the dream. Even if the dream does not make sense, I will write down the dream. Because maybe right now it may not make sense, but maybe in a few months, in a few years, your dream will make sense. You will grasp your dream. So it is very important to write down your dreams, so that the enemy does not steal your dream. And sometimes you can prepare yourself. Be prepared for everything. When you go to before you go to sleep, have it in your mind that I'm going to dream, that God is going to speak to me in a dream. Prepare your pen, prepare your paper. You could set an alarm on different days, or you could set an alarm on different time periods, or you say at 3 a.m. I wake up, at 5 a.m. at 4. You never know the time that you wake up. God has placed a dream in your heart. You write down that dream. So God will speak to you through dreams. But how do you know that God has spoken to you if you have a dream? The first thing is that the dream has to be in line with the Word of God. If after you have woken up from a dream and it is not in line with this one, that is not a dream from God. That could be a dream from the enemy. It could be your thoughts or your mind. But how do you know it's the enemy who's been speaking to you? If you wake up in the dream and you are terrified, you have that sort of fear in you, that dream is from the enemy. And if it does not line with the Word of God, that dream is from the enemy. For example, if you have a dream where it's a sexual dream, you're having sex with someone, that is not a godly dream. That's a dream from the enemy. Or you're having a relationship, sex with someone that you do not know. That is a dream from the enemy. Those are spiritual husbands, spiritual wives that are brought to torment you. That is a dream where you wake up and pray over it. Do not wait until it is morning. Do not take things for granted. Pray over that dream. You have to pray over the dreams that you dream. Sometimes you might have a dream and you see yourself in front of a house. It could be a new house. Or a house would actually represent, if you have a dream where you see a house, it represents your life. It is something in your life, the condition of your life. It could be your physical life, it could be your spiritual life. It could be a dream, and in that dream, you enter the house and God is showing, and yet you see rooms, hidden rooms that you are not seeing. That means that there is something that God is showing you in your life. Or it could be that in that dream you see your father, your biological father. Your biological father could be a representation of God. And God is showing you. The house may not be complete. And you see people building. It could be that God is building. There are certain areas of your life that God is working on. So dreams have meaning.